everyone, and welcome to There Is No Podcast, the podcast where we don't.
It's episode 0, my friend. My
All
name
right,
is Rags.
uh, yeah,
Recognize how I sound, by the way, because I took a different sounding voice pill.
put
Yeah,
on.
that's it.
Uh, but yeah, Rags is gonna
Okay,
be
okay, I'm
my.
done being stupid.
Yeah, thank you. You see, and this is where Rags doesn't talk for the rest of the episode.
Well, there wouldn't be there is no podcast if there was no podcast.
Okay. So some behind the scenes things. We were doing a giant thing on a Mario Kart project we did like 2 years ago, and our explanation took over 4 fucking hours. Okay, that was a
Yes,
minute,
with
and I can swear.
many different Corey tangents.
Yes, and it was so funny. Then I lost the source file because I was organizing a bunch of things, and I got too hasty and deleted it.
Oh,
Put
oh yeah, you described it as trigger happy.
yeah. Put in that one Steve Harvey clip I like referencing all the time. So, we're not going to talk about that. If the new Mario Kart looks exactly like how we predicted, we can no longer prove that we're like super mega brained, or we could. I still do have the second one.
Super.
Anyways,
Would you have Matt's brain or Ryan's brain?
I'm sorry. What?
You said super mega brained.
Super. I forgot that there was a YouTube channel called Super Mega.
Okay. No, okay, bad joke over.
Joke
Proceed.
failed. Retreat. So yeah, here we
We'll get him
are.
next time.
We're probably not going to talk about our Mario Kart ideas, or maybe we will later as a treat. We're not going to do it in full, though. That's 4 hours, and I ain't editing that. Or at least I can't edit it in time. Anyways. Uh, so. This is being recorded in the funny little bit between the last Nintendo Switch Original Direct and the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. So, we're going to talk about those. Also, to be 100% clear, we aren't always going to talk about Nintendo stuff. It's just these first two are going to be Nintendo things because we're nerds, we're goobers.
Yeah, I can second that.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. At some point, I'll do. At some point, we'll get around to the podcast where I just talk about the day the Earth blew up and how it's actually the best movie ever, and like none of y'all went to watch it, and that's a moral failing on you. Not you, Rags.
Well,
You
I
couldn't
actually
see it.
there was actually not playing in my town at all. What's a Daffy Duck? They said.
It's so frustrating because they pulled that they pulled the movie from my theater despite the fact that I don't think any like PG movie came out this month. Like no Snow White did. No PG movie came out that week. And they were already showing Snow White, so I don't know what they replaced it with. Because if it had gotten pulled like next week, that's okay. That's the Minecraft movie. That at least makes sense. I don't know why they pulled it, other than to make sure I couldn't buy tickets for me and my friends to go watch it. But it was fun. I just bought pizza and we watched the original Ninja Turtles movie, and that was cool.
Okay. Oh, wait. You mean with the animatronic suits?
Yes.
Oh, I love those.
Yeah, that movie's really good. I mean, we were talking over it half the time about how Shredder's mask stays on.
Shredder's mask.
Stays
Oh yeah,
on.
that's right. Oh, for a second I thought you were talking about the rat Splinter.
No, no, we were talking about how Shredder's mask stays on while you do the dirty with him.
Oh, that's foul. Imagine
Anyways,
if he dug you some claws in the dark.
oh, that sets the tone. But
Yeah.
uh, the night ended with them showing me clips from the 2012 Ninja Turtles because I only watched one season and then I got a tablet and it was more important for me to watch Chukka Conroy's Mario Sunshine and Luigi's Mansion LPs instead of watching actual television.
Oh, Chugga Conroy. It's a name I haven't heard of since, what, 2015, 2018?
He's still doing stuff, man. He just finished Mario and
Well, I
Luigi,
mean, yeah.
like Mario and Luigi
Yeah,
Bowser's
but I'm
Inside
not.
Story.
I know I'm not everybody, but I'm not watching it.
Nah, that's fair. You're an adult. You're a somewhat functioning adult. Anyways, uh,
A high functioning adult.
nah. But got
Okay.
the 2012 Ninja Turtle show is so weird. We're already on a tangent. Great. But that
I actually haven't watched much of that one either.
okay. Don't, because like sure all
I
these
mean, it
clips
just
are out
never
of
really appealed to
context,
me.
but there is a con. We were talking about how we like most of the Aprils, and then I forget which one of my friends. These are two of them are from Hyperfixed, by the way. It's coming back. I swear to God. Oh, I was gonna put
Chilling and
together a little like
plugging. Chilling and
Avengers.
plugging.
I'm just gonna do like a the Avengers will return type scream, but just say Hyperfix will return. Anyways,
We're chilling and
but
plugging for another show.
I believe it was Kaylee that mentioned like, man, I can't believe I hate how much she hated the 2012 Turtles version of April, and then she showed me a clip and like, God, I just hate how this show sexualizes her. And then I look and like, why is she in a BDSM pose when she's all tied up and hanging over a vat of acid? Then she falls in
Oh
the
my god.
not acid mutagen. She falls in the mutagen
Mhm.
and is not affected. And then I go, wait, why is she not affected? And then
Because she's
Kaylee
already
just
a
goes,
mutant.
because she's an alien and aliens don't get affected.
That's so dumb.
It is.
That is like they pulled that out of their ass. They pulled that out of a random card from their ass.
Yeah, but here's the thing, that's true. The writers just pulled that out of their
That
ass.
pulled it out of the hat, and I just won.
Let's see, there's also, after that, she showed me the clip where April just disintegrates Donnie with her mind because she gets psychic powers.
That's okay. This is just isn't April anymore, is it?
I don't know. Oh, there's also the one where her mother's an alien and just like grabs all of the other turtles and Casey Jones, and then it just becomes body horror for a couple minutes. This was a show on Cartoon Network, on Nickelodeon, by the way. My only explanation for how no one stopped it is simply because they stopped. They didn't care all too much. They were like, it's a show, it'll sell.
It's a good show.
Oh, there's also the time
Hmm.
where they summon Satan and he's voiced by Mark Hamill, so there's that.
Like they actually went full on pentagram Necronomicon summoning him, like with a
Practically.
Ouija board type shit.
Practic Practically.
Oh, that's
Like they
bad.
revive he revives Shredder for some reason, and then at the end Shredder just goes, neither of us are supposed to be here, demon, and then just drags him back to hell. Um it's great because the show that followed up right after that was Rise of the TMNT, which is very good from what I've seen of it. And people who grew up with the '80s show and don't realize that show is ridiculous. And people who watched the 2012 show didn't like it because, oh, it's silly now. And like, yes, I'm not saying Turtles can't be serious because it was like a serious comic when it started.
Oh
Even
yeah,
if it
when they were
wasn't.
all wearing
Hmm?
red bandanas.
Yeah.
They didn't originally have a different color bandana.
Well, yeah. I think most people know that. I
Oh, I
but like
didn't for a long
oh,
time.
it's just like there. But like the reason that the original comic can get away with getting dark is because it wasn't meant for kids. That was airing on Nickelodeon,
Yeah,
so
like
like that's at least a teenage age. Like that's about the cutoff point where you can stop getting away with stuff. But then again, think people in 2012 just didn't
teenage.
really care, did they?
It all works out in the end.
Brace. Okay, Braceface gets an exception because while they did tap into a lot of darker themes, they were doing that to teach a lesson. There's like a very weird time period between like I want to say maybe 2008 because that's when Clone Wars started airing, and like I want to say about 2015 where shows just kind of did really dark stuff because for no good reason other than half the people working on it were weebs.
Steven Universe.
Yeah, Steve. Ikatakimasu! Fuck you. Shit. No, okay, look, Amazing World of Gumball references anime, but that's just like as a gag and nothing more. Steven Universe is the kind of show that will do an entire episode that parodies Initial D, and it's not that entertaining.
They'll do an entire arc of something, and it all amounts to like nothing.
It's like, no, do you want do you want me to ruin Steven Universe forever for you, or at least part of it?
Well, I mean, it's already been ruined for me when I watched the finale of Future.
Oh, damn. Well, Steven's design, you know, the little shirt with a star,
Yeah, what about it?
that is actually a very weird, obscure reference to something. I'm gonna let you guess, but that is something I am very much interested in. So where is it from?
What, Lupin?
Oh, okay, yeah, you guessed it. Yes, in Lupin the Third, the God, I forget which movie. It's the first one they made in the 90s. Because there was, like, after the uh, Treasure of the Gold of Babylon, they kind of stopped doing movies. But the first TV movie, I'm going to look it up because it's on Tubi, I believe.
Oh, I love Tubi.
Oh, yeah.
You find so many gems on that.
Mm-hmm.
It is a treasure trove.
They have.
Okay, I call it the Goodwill treasure chest of TV.
Oh, yeah. That's not an insult, by the way. That is like genuinely really good. They also have food theory, so you know may not actually be all that great. Bye bye, Lady Liberty. Bye bye, Lady Liberty. That was the specials reference, and in one of the scenes after the little boy who's this special's NPC character, as I like to call them, as many people like to call them, uh, basically every Lupin special has this special little character that is only in there, and they can range from being really fun and interesting additions to the cast for that one special to if I have to spend one more second with this person, I I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die here.
Kurt
Let
Cobain,
me
that
know if
was
you
the
get the
person I was
reference
gonna
in the
make a
comments.
joke of.
No, no. Yeah, let me
Uh,
know if anybody gets that reference in the comments.
Everyone, I think I talked over you.
No, no. Okay. So I'd referenced something by saying I'm gonna die here.
Is it Jonah? I don't know. I have very limited media. But but tweet.
It's close.
Anyways, in the scene, uh, Lupin is basically imitating a homeless man. And in that, he's wearing a red shirt with a yellow star, a pinkish red shirt with a yellow star. Steven Universe is a
Any
fucking
Gen
Lupin reference.
any Gen Z, Gen Alpha kids watching that is like, why is he wearing Steven's shirt, man?
It's because Rebecca Sugar's a fucking weeb. Let's all mock her relentlessly. Okay, we're back, I think.
Okay, so basically, I was just saying though that Rebecca Sugar basically remade shot for shot like fight scenes and like various other scenes of like old anime she used to watch in her show.
Yeah.
Like people have made side by side comparisons of it.
It's like I feel yeah, it's very obnoxious. Like the Steven Universe shirt thing being a reference to Lupin, that's like fine. It's just kind of one of those death by a thousand cuts type thing where it's just like every single thing. It's just, do you watch anything else? Which I know is
Yeah,
rich
like
coming.
do you know this thing? Like, do you know this thing? Do you know this reference, my friend?
Yes. That's. I just realized it's kind of rich coming from me, considering that one of the biggest influences for something, my superhero thing, is Lupin the Third, because it's the major switch from I'm gonna try and do my own MCU to man, these guys are just trying to exist. But even then, it's not just Lupin references, because it's just because Lupin was just like, oh, instead of trying to do a big interconnected story, just individual adventure things, where they just be gay, do crime. Except only two people are gay.
Oh, oh, Bowser, don't kill me. No.
So that's less of a reference. Anyway, we've gotten off topic, and the call's dropped once. So
No.
already off to a great start.
Well, I'm back. I'm back now.
Yeah, we're back. So
I'm back. I'm back now.
the Nintendo Direct, the
They
thing
gotta
that
talk
happened like
about.
2 days ago. Do we?
Well, well, I hadn't watched it, but I've heard about it, and I've
Oh,
I've seen some people like roasting it, and like, oh, you're getting is like the new Tomodachi Life, and blah 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 blah.
I
You're getting nothing new.
I hate those people specifically because it's so obnoxious when I hear people say, "Oh, all that was there is like the new Tomodachi Life." It's like, okay, you people like only care about Nintendo, which is it's a Nintendo Direct you'd expect, but they don't realize the significance for half the things that are in there. Number one, new 2D Marvel fighting game.
Yeah,
I
something.
mistook a character that's in there for Captain Marvel, and I do apologize. But there's that. There's a. I hear a lot of people are really confused about the cartridge sharing, the digital game sharing thing. Which it is a bit confusing, but the best way I can say it is if you're on a family plan with people, you can just share your digital games. And that sounds pretty handy. I can finally force my sister to play games I like, whether she wants to or not.
So would that mean like you can have like a digital copy of like games you have physically too, and people can play them?
No,
No.
it's just digital exclusive games. And to my knowledge, they also have to be on your family plan. So
Oh yeah, the user. This user.
I think it'd be better if it was just like the friends you could have, like the friends you have on Switch, you can just share with them. Because I think that would personally be
Honestly,
pretty
right?
neat, especially since it's all digital and it reverts in like 2 weeks. So that's just easy. Just say in 2 weeks you get that game back. It's like it's not like oh
Okay,
they
so
can
yeah,
they.
okay.
It's not like they permanently have access to that game now. It's just oh after 2 weeks you send it back and maybe if they're not on your family plan there's like a month-long pause so they can't borrow it again. So it's like oh but if you want to play it sooner you can buy it or something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be a better workaround than just say nope only on your
Oh,
family plan because that can get rather expensive and that kind of limits it. But whatever, I'm not Nintendo. uh but did you see my reaction video on it?
I didn't happen to catch it, no. Sorry.
Okay. Okay,
Been
well
really busy.
you should cuz then you can bully me about how much I overreacted to the new Rhythm Heaven.
Honestly, I'd probably overreact to it too. I like Rhythm Heaven.
I've watched other people's reaction and they got it that it was Rhythm Heaven faster than I did because in my mind I was like okay I know this is Ko Takeuchi's style but I'm not gonna assume anything until I can guarantee for sure. And then it played the little ba-dink sound from all the Rhythm Heaven games and I lost my mind.
Your little dang it, what's that? Yeah, your little Pavlov bell went off.
Yes, it did. uh I've been I have but yeah, new Rhythm Heaven. I'm very much looking forward to that, but that's a next year thing. Speaking of that, we've got two games coming out next year, so do you mind if I get a little crazy with my prediction?
Go for it. I can take some crazy.
So this is my prediction for the Switch 2, going a bit out of order. It's not coming out this year.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you really don't think so?
no. Cause
That's
okay, here's the thing.
surprising.
Both Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven usually come out around the summer. So, we're gonna get Switch 2 news, all these games and stuff, and
Ah,
then
fuck you.
it's gonna come
Sorry,
out like around
Mewtwo took my
March or so of
boomer.
next year. That's my little things. Like, it's coming out next year, and that's when we're gonna get, like, maybe, like, I'm saying March. It might be later, or if we do see it this year, it'll be in like November. Because I've heard some people saying, "Man, why are they releasing game? It's nice they're releasing games for the Switch in 2026, especially since it's cross compatible. But why would they even do that?" Well, number one, what you just said, and number two, because we're probably not gonna get the Switch 2 this year.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's
I mean, it would make more sense for like the Switch 2 to drop like the year after in like the summer
yeah,
because you got more stuff to put off this summer.
yeah. Say because in my mind because Metroid Prime still has to come out this year and Pokemon ZA comes out this year as well, close to the end of the year, I'm assuming. I think they might have set a date, but I
Oh
don't
shit!
know. I don't remember. So those and a couple
Oh
more
shit!
smaller games
Pokemon
come out this
Za.
Zaza, yeah. uh but we got a cut but that and a couple smaller games, some like really small, probably $40 or so games come out in the early bits of next year. Rhythm Heaven, instead of being in like the June July slot it usually is, I imagine it's gonna be pushed to like May or something. And then Tomodachi Life, I have a feeling is going to be the last Switch game that comes out before the Switch 2. Like that comes out around June or something, and then after that, Switch 2. It's all Switch 2. It's nothing but Switch 2. Like there's a month between Tomodachi Life and Switch 2, and then any Switch games we get are just going to be like remakes and stuff. Very small scale projects.
like if they did something for Super Paper Mario, maybe they would probably do that for Switch.
Yeah, exactly. Like smaller Wii games and stuff. So that's my little crazy conspiracy about the Switch 2. Granted, I could be wrong. There's a good chance I could be wrong because they are doing like playtesting events and I didn't get invited to them. So, to be clear, I'm not just like, man, I'm a YouTuber and I didn't get invited because that's dumb. I barely make YouTube videos anymore. I'm getting better though. No, it's just I entered the raffle and I didn't get it.
Um, I'm just somebody who likes Nintendo kind of for what they were and what they could be again.
hmm Honestly, I think Nintendo's been doing really good. Not like game wise, production wise. I think as a company, they are very scummy. But not like too scummy.
Well, yeah.
Like they at least treat their employees well, from what I can tell. It's like they're not like Disney, where they will actively film next to places that are actively committing war crimes. If you're wondering, that's specifically about the live action Mulan remake from a few years back.
Holy shit. I had no idea. That's horrible.
Yeah, that is. Fuck
That
Disney.
okay.
Excuse my language.
You hear my laughter? You hear my laughter? That's some nervous laughter.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry I'm talking so much, but that's because I saw the direct and I have things to say. Uh, the last thing that's on my mind, and I've been championing this like in every comment section ever.
All right.
But look, I think it's just because people don't know about Patapon and they don't think too much about everybody's golf. Both of those were at least co-developed, or some entries were completely developed by Japan Studios, which is Sony Software, which is like the big Sony developed studio. Up until about 2019, I want to say, where they were collapsed and folded into Team Asobi, who just made Astrobot. Yeah. So, I've also heard some people saying, "Man, Astrobot was such a waste of a Game of the Year winner." No, I played Astrobot at my uncle's place. Astrobot is phenomenal. If you don't, if you haven't played Astrobot, if you have a PS5 and you haven't played Astrobot, you're wasting. That's a moral failing. You need to go play it.
I basically heard Astrobot is essentially the Mario Galaxy 3, and
Yeah.
from what I saw, it definitely looks that way.
No, I'll just say this. One of the reasons I'm looking forward to the Switch 2 Direct is because Nintendo. Astrobot's so good. I doubt that the next mainline Mario game is going to be able to stack up to it. That's how good it is.
Oh yeah, I definitely can see that.
It
Unless
is.
they do my idea.
What's your idea?
It's called Mario Apart. It's Mario wakes up and his head is disconnected from the rest of his body, and like he has to figure out how to use. It's basically
Decap
kind of like
Attack.
Plock.
Oh, Decap Attack, Plock. That one something dead game.
Yeah, but Mario Apart, his limbs would be detached, kind of like Rayman, but not really.
Hmm.
They'd be less tangible, like less like they were attached to him.
Okay, that's a weird idea. I'll be honest. Uh, but yeah, and I
Well,
think it's
Nintendo always does weird stuff.
that is
I
true.
thought I thought I'd do a weird idea.
But I think why most people aren't freaking out, like going, "Oh my God, look!" It's because it's not one of the notable Sony things. Because, to be fair, who's heard of Patapon? And most people don't really
Isn't
know.
Patapon the isn't
Hmm?
I'm sorry, I was gonna ask, isn't Patapon the freaking the rotating propeller that's not trying to touch walls?
No, what? It's like a rhythm game with these little circle guys, and you have to march them to the beat of the music to charge ahead, and it's like a real time strategy rhythm game. Something that is very
Okay,
much uh, Japan studio adjacent because they helped to develop it. And while they only developed like a few of the Everybody's Golf's games, or Hot Shots Golf as it's known over here, and technically the first one was made by Camelot. Camelot only made the first one though. So, it's a two Sony owned properties are coming to Switch and apparently also PC. And I think that's just really interesting. Like that's really cool. That's a really cool thing, and it's just casually announced in a direct, and makes me go. It makes me feel insane when nobody's pointing that out, because it's either people just completely ignoring it or saying, "Man, there was absolutely nothing in this direct." It's like, what do you mean? There's two more Sony games, and like, sure, there's the NBA game, but the NBA forced them to make a Switch game because the Switch is outselling the PS2 now, so they're just like, you put a game on the Switch or else, I swear. And then there's also Lego Horizon, but her Horizon's a bit weird because Sony's very much trying to push it as like their big one, the Sony franchise. Which sounds weird to me because apparently the game's pretty good, but not like blockbuster good. And I have a feeling the only reason they're pushing it so hard is, unlike something like The Last of Us or God of War, it's rated T for teen. And unlike something like Uncharted, that's T for teen, it's actually going to get a sequel because Uncharted 4 is kind of where it ends. So it's like this has the most profit potential. We gotta make sure this is big and important. And like, it's a fine game, but fine to make it literally everything. But that's why Lego Horizon got on Switch. They're really trying to push Horizon. So hey, maybe just put the fun kiddie game on Switch. But now we got Patapon and Everybody's Golf. So that kind of makes me go, oh, okay, so Sony's just going to put anything that isn't any other big franchises on Switch. I can't I can't wait for Parappa the Rappa to come to Switch 2 as a launch title.
Parappa 2 as a Switch title? As a
Yeah, I mean, it's possible now. Sony doesn't seem to care about anything that isn't the three franchises that make them money. Apparently, Sony doesn't even care to make double A titles anymore. That's why Japan Studio got closed down and folded into Asobi. That's because they're like, oh, we don't care about double A titles anymore. We only want triple A titles. So yeah,
dang, sad.
so maybe we'll get Parappa 2 and Parappa, just all the Parappa games on Switch for no reason. I mean, it seems like since those other two are developed by third party companies, they'd have to be games developed by third party companies. But hey, who knows? Maybe a third party company will just be like, yeah, let's go ahead and port all the Ape Escape games or something onto Switch. It'll be fine. I think that would be neat. But there's all that. There's Tomodachi Life, which we don't know much about, similar to Rhythm Heaven, because it's coming out next year, so we'll keep an eye on it. Uh, you didn't. You said you haven't seen the direct, correct?
No, I haven't looked at the actual direct or your video, sadly, no.
Okay. I don't blame you. So I got one view on that video within like a minute of it getting uploaded, and I was like, okay, so that's got to be one of my friends. Apparently, it isn't any of my friends, so I'm very confused. I have at least one faithful viewer. Who are you, mystery man? Anyway, so you haven't seen the direct. So is there anything you've heard from the direct that you want to talk about?
Well, probably my highlight of the direct is the new Rhythm Heaven game.
Oh
I've
yeah.
um, I've loved Rhythm Heaven for the better part of like over 10 years now.
Mhm.
Well, basically just yeah, yeah, over 10 years.
Yeah.
I've been a fan.
I mean, I'm very excited for it, obviously, but because it's not coming out till next year, I can't really say anything. But New Rhythm Heaven, yes. I will.
Also the Everybody's Golf and the whatever the other rhythm game you're talking about.
Yeah, Patapon.
Yeah, Patapon. I was about to butcher it and embarrass myself.
Yeah, you're good. Uh, oh, there is one thing I want to say about Rhythm Heaven before we move on to predicting the Switch 2. It's very nice that Ko Takeuchi finally figured out how to draw people of color.
I mean that's actually a good thing though.
Yeah, that is.
But thinking, I'm just thinking about all the past representation of people of color.
They're all white.
Well, basically, or really goofy looking.
Yeah. Or it's the I forget the name of the tree guy in Megamix, but in Japan he's just doing the blackface thing, and I don't know how to feel about that.
It's not good.
Yeah,
I would assume good.
no, no. I have a funny little tidbit about that. They changed his
Okay,
design in
yeah,
the
go for it.
English ones, but they
Go ahead, Alex. Tell everybody about your vaudeville blackface act that
oh
you
god
did
damn it,
10 years ago.
no. They changed his design in the English version to not have the lips. Uh, but they also brought over some of the Japanese Megamix comics. That tree guy, I forget the name of, only appears in one of the comics. They bring over that comic and they don't change his design. It's still the Japanese one. Y'all almost did it, Nintendo. Good job.
You almost set this studio sky high.
Uh, anyway,
You
so
almost blasted this studio sky high, boy.
anyways, yay! Ko Takeuchi drew a black person. Hooray! She still looks like every other girl character he ever draws, but that's fine. This sounds like complaining, but I like his art style, so it's more just a not a complaint, more just a hey, do better, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, nice, good man.
Anyway, so the Switch 2 is a thing that exists. Or so I'm being told. I don't believe it until I actually see it on Wednesday next week. I don't have to work that day. I have to work the day before, and I gotta be up there at 6 a.m.
Oh, shit.
So,
I am currently on a secret mission, and I know it sounds like I'm button mashing in the background, but rest assured, I'm not playing a video game of any kind. I'm
he's
on a
actually
secret governmental mission.
he's actually hacking into the to into the Dutch uh, mainframe to figure out how to get Lego
Into
sets on
Dutch
discount.
World. I'm trying to hack into Dutch Bros to get more coffee.
He's hacking into the Lego House mainframe to figure out the to look at the new Lego Pokemon stuff.
Okay, I'll be fair. I saw that article headline for that,
Yeah, that
but
actually
I didn't have any interest.
Yeah, they actually are doing Lego Pokemon next year, so that just means I'm gonna start buying a lot of Mega Bloks Lego because I actually think a lot of the Mega Block sets look really good and they're actually pretty alright priced. There's like a foot tall buildable Ash and Pikachu figure, and I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that's at minimum $200, and it was like 130, which is like, oh, that's a pretty alright price. And it was actually on sale for like $95. I just didn't have the money for it. But that is
Not
one I.
bad.
That's definitely one I want to get. They also got a Pokedex, and of course they got a bunch of buildable Pokemon that look pretty good. There's also like a giant $80 Pikachu that is like actually looks really good. Same with their Eevee. Like hadn't really paid attention to Mega Block Pokemon sets, but now that we're getting Lego Pokemon sets, I'm looking over there and I'm just like, man, if Lego just does this, this is gonna suck because it's just gonna be the same as these but more expensive.
The Lego Meowth.
There is also the possibility that they do minifigure scale sets, which like is a possibility. But also that means they're gonna have to create a whole lot of new molds to do Pokemon. So woohoo!
Cube shop. Oh,
Anyways, that's besides the point. So the Nintendo Switch 2. The direct is in a couple days. That's the transition thing I was going for. Uh, so let's talk about it. What do you have any expectations going into it?
okay. Not necessarily an expectation, but what if something crazy happened and they made the decision to just shadow drop the console the day they make the announcement,
I would not
like
know how to
Sega?
feel. And then
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel either. I'd be like, yeah, okay, time to wait, because I never buy consoles at launch anyway.
yeah, I know it was. It's more the only reason why I would buy a Switch 2 as launch is if they got Mansion 4 as a launch title. Because we know it's coming. Luigi's Mansion 3 did really
Okay,
well, and we haven't. Hmm?
I was about to say Luigi's 4 what?
Luigi's Mansion 4. Luigi's Mansion 3 sold well, and we haven't heard from Next Level Games since 2021, so that's probably going to be coming within a couple years. So if it's a launch title, I'll buy a Switch 2 because I have issues. But if it's not, I will hold out because it's one of those I need that one game I absolutely must have.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can agree. If there's the one game that's like the killer app and it's got plenty of stuff on it, then shoot, yeah, I'd get the console for that.
Well, yeah. Well, for you, it's for both me and you. I think it would really work because if you bought it at launch, you could immediately just buy up a bunch of cheap Switch games and hold yourself over for a while. And for me, I already have a bunch of Switch games, so I can just buy the Switch 2 and like, yay, I'll give the Switch to someone.
Trash can, you may have my Switch.
I was more implying you, but okay.
Okay, I know. Well, I am part trash.
Don't say that. You're better than
I'm
that.
you know better than that.
Um but the Shadow Drop in that would be interesting. Imagine. I just had a really, really, really funny thought that I know they're not going to do. But what if the Switch presentation ends and I forgot the Nintendo president's name?
Doug Bowser?
No, the one that's in every Nintendo Direct.
Oh, dang it. Since
Every time he
Iwata died,
goes,
I haven't been.
yeah, I don't blame you. Every time he shows up, sh- I say I sound like an unamused school child anytime he goes, "Hello." It's like, "Hi." But it
Hello.
hello Mario. I th- if they end the Switch 2 presentation by shadow dropping it and then the only way they do that is just the Nintendo president walking up on stage, walking into the center of the screen and just going 299 and walking away. So, that
Oh,
brings up the question, have you heard rumors about the price?
no. What are they rumored to be?
Well, what do you think the price should be?
At least, I'd say at least 250 to 299.
Well, to keep in mind, the Switch 2 is still the Switch is still $300, so
Okay,
uh
so realistically 350 to
yeah.
399.
Here's the thing. I say 350, but a lot of people don't go for 350 cuz that's the price of the OLED and to fair, but counter argument, what's keeping them from just dropping the normal Switch after the Switch 2 comes out and just having the OLED and the Switch Lite? What what says they even keep the Switch Lite and it's just Switch OLED after the Switch 2 comes out and they just slash the price of the normal of the OLED to like 250 or something.
Well, you would think, you're right. Yeah, you would think so.
See, cuz in my mind the price of the Switch is one of the reasons why it sold so well. Cuz like yeah, $300 is a lot of money. No way about that. But the PS4 is like $500 or 400 if you want to get a digital only version. But the PS4, the PS5 is $500. I do not know anyone who owns the digital only version. I'll say that now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really wants that.
Some people do. I worry about those people, but some people do. But everyone I know who has a PS5 has it with the disc drive, so like minimum.
Because there's something about having physical media that people just like.
Well, for
I own this.
I own the disc. Yeah. It makes more sense for games because, I'm in the South, so download speeds are hot garbage. So, like, a digital console makes much more sense. The only way you're getting away with a digital only console is if you live in, like, California. So, that ain't happening for most people.
And,
So,
and going outside is super scary.
yeah. Um, so that's why I think it was really really dumb for Sony to do that. Oh, here's the cheaper digital only version, and here's the more expensive. And I have a feeling they only did it because of the Switch Lite. Because Nintendo's making a version of their console that's half the price, so we gotta do that and strip out some features. But the Switch Lite gets away with that by just making it a pure handheld. It just can't connect to the TV, but that's fine. So that is legit. That is just this is the kids version of the Switch, and that works. That works because it's cheap but if you're buying a console, something you can keep buying games for, and preferably to keep your kids entertained during long car rides. Because I'll be honest, if I had to choose between giving my kid my iPad to rot their brain with Cocomelon or letting my kid or having my kid rot their brain with Pokemon, I'd have him rot their brain with Pokemon, because at the very least with Pokemon, they're having to think.
Oh yeah, even with things like Wario, where you have to think like a little bit, you got to think on your feet.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I think that's why the Switch has done so well. It's because it had that cheaper model for kids, and it was advertised really well as like a general lifestyle thing. So there you go. So I think it would be very much in Nintendo's interest not to just immediately like make the Switch 2 like $400, because that's getting into a, well, do I really want to spend that much? No, you make it $300 and you just slash the price of the Switch 1. So that for the last few years it's on the market, it's like the, hey, it might not be the Switch 2, but you can buy into it cheaply. You get to play all the old games, and whenever you're ready to get a Switch 2, you can take all these old games and play it on your new one.
Oh boy.
So
Oh,
I'm more of the rumored price, by the way, is $400. And while that is
oh,
entirely
400.
possible,
Not bad.
yeah, that's still not bad, but that, like I said, that is kind of going into the I don't know price. I'd I'd prefer like
Wow.
350, because for like me that'd be an instant, yeah, okay, I'll just get that. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of money use out of it already, so like, yeah. Uh but yeah, so is there my brain's
Is there a
my
doctor
brain's
in the
fuzzy.
house?
Is there a doctor in the house? No.
Fuzzy,
The
fuzzy. It's fuzzy donkey, except it's Alex's brain.
ugh. Um. So, do you have any games you're expecting to be revealed
On
outside?
Switch 2,
Yeah, not like in
outside
general. I
Mario
mean,
Kart.
yeah, outside of. I mean, like at the first direct. I don't mean like I'm not asking you to like predict the entire Switch 2's lifespan. I mean more like, what do you expect to see
Well,
like
no.
Wednesday?
Okay. I would probably at least expect to see a new Mario game.
Yeah,
Like, be it side scrolling or probably a 3D game since Wonder came out a couple of years back. You
yeah,
wouldn't think they'd do another side scroller,
yeah. That's what I was gonna
but
say. We're
then could be wrong.
we're definitely not going to see a 2D Mario game, because Wonder just came out, as you said. So definitely, and 3D games with Odyssey being at the Switch's launch, I doubt Nintendo would try and basically, here's my thought process. The Wii U launched with a 2D Mario game. Uh-oh. The Switch had a 3D Mario game within its first year. Oh, hey, it's pretty good. So I'm expecting Nintendo, if they do a Mario game within the first year, because there's been a few times where they don't have a Mario game within the first year. It's usually like within like the second year sometimes when they do it. And by sometimes I mean with the GameCube and the Wii.
Oh, no, shit.
Uh-oh. But yeah, I do expect we'll see a 3D Mario game, definitely.
Yeah, a 3D Mario game called Mario Apart by Regs.
Jesus. Okay. Um there's like I said like we said there's Mario Kart, but we'll get to that later. I'm expecting some kind of Zelda game, but I'm not expecting like a big Zelda game. Something smaller scale.
So something a little more like the Zelda game that came out where you actually play as Zelda.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot which one that was called.
Echoes of Wisdom. But it's kind of like that. Basically, I'm not putting it past Nintendo to try and sell a big 3D Zelda game, but considering how long it took them to make to make Tears of the Kingdom, where they reuse basically the entirety of Breath of the Wild's engine and map, um, I doubt they've got a 3D Zelda game going. So they might try and do like a
Wait a minute,
smaller
wait a minute.
scale thing.
Hang on. Just let me pause you really quick. Just let me pause you there really quick. I gotta clarify. They reused the map,
Yes, the entire
so
Hyrule
they
layout.
didn't even they didn't even go they didn't even go Majora's Mask and like make a new world.
No, they just added a few sky islands and an entire underground area.
Like, okay, so basically DLC.
Yes, $70, please. $70, and there's no shrine on Shrine Island.
Oh Lord, that hurts.
Sacred
For
Stone.
somebody who found Breath of the Wild for $2, that hurts.
Yeah, you found Breath of the Wild on Wii U for $2, and
Well, it
now
was
if
still new, by the way.
yeah. So if you want to play Tears of the Kingdom, you gotta fork over that money. Uh, I want to further hear your thoughts on Breath of the Wild, but not now. We shall wait until we get my sister in here so she can kill both of us.
Oh, dude. I wish I could talk a lot about Breath of the Wild, but I didn't particularly get too far. The
Oh, okay.
farthest I got was to the elephant uh, boss.
Oh. So did you like
But yeah, the
beeline towards all
Zora's
the.
domain was fun though.
Oh, that's good to hear. Did you beeline to all the bosses, or did you like take time to explore?
Oh, dude, I explored the crap out of the world.
Yeah.
Just finding different weapons and like I'd find really strong enemies to try to fight too. See
Ooh.
if just to see if I could.
But yeah. Anyways, we'll save that for another time. Uh but for Zelda stuff, I do not expect like a big Zelda game. I do Zelda's an annual. Believe it or not, Zelda is Nintendo's annual series. It is more consistent than Mario. It like I think the only year it missed was 2022, and that is just because Breath of Tears of the Kingdom got delayed. But since like 2010, it has not missed a year. So we gotta have something Zelda, but if we do have anything Zelda, I have a feeling it might be like a smaller scale remake or something. Or for all we know, Grezzo has just been working on like a 4K Ocarina of Time remake. And that's going to be a launch title for the Switch too, but I feel like that would be kind of lame.
Yeah, especially since they already did an Ocarina of Time remake that looked really good on 3DS.
Yeah. No joke, most 3DS games look really good. All you kind of need is to just get them out of their native resolution. So you could legitimately, they could have just put like a whole bunch of Wii U. They could have put a whole bunch of 3DS games on Switch, and they would look perfectly fine, as long as they don't
Yeah,
charge full price
exactly.
for it. Like Luigi's Mansion 2 looks great, but I don't want to buy it at $60 because I already have it. And like, yeah, it'll be nice to play it with two control sticks, but I don't want to pay $60 for that. Although to be fair, Flippo did give that game to me, so that's this. It's more just my penance for not paying for the game.
One thing I would like is for people who use the Nintendo Music app, there should be a full track of the Japanese Zelda rap for Link to the Past.
Well, personally, one thing I would like for the Nintendo Music app is music. There's only 66 games on there, which is
That
really
they
fucking
also got
weird.
to do the Link Between Worlds version for the sequel.
Whenever they put in either of those games, because neither of them are on Nintendo Music. But don't worry, don't worry. They've got the Wind Waker, not Wind Waker HD, despite the fact that they have Breath of the Wild for Wii U and the Switch, even though those soundtracks are the exact same. I
Okay, yeah.
I
Well,
want
wait a minute. I didn't even think Wind Waker HD had a different soundtrack.
uh only like 4 or 5 songs got remixed, but they use better samples. And I would very much like to hear those better
Oh,
sampled versions on Nintendo Music. I want to love Nintendo Music. But every
you know
time I
what would be
open the
really
app,
cool?
what?
Oh, sorry. You could finish real quick, Taylor.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, it'd be really cool to have is actual samples from Nintendo's library that was like on the Yamaha stuff for like Super Nintendo.
Oh. Oh, you mean like on the Famicom disk drive stuff?
Yeah, yeah, the actual mid-eye keyboard samples.
That would be interesting. And like that would be something that'd be cool to ask, but I want to love Nintendo Music, but I can't because every time I open up the app I am just like, what is this music selection? It's like they have Tetris and they have the on Game Boy and they have an unused track which is cool. But also, why is like half of the Mario games not here? Why isn't most Zelda games on here? Why is there only like 3 Kirby games? There's only 2 Kirby games, and it's Kirby for the Game Boy and Forgotten Land. Why is the only 3DS game on here the fucking it's menu music? Why is it only Street Pass? There's so many good soundtracks on 3DS. What is going on? And why does it take them so long to add music? They're MP3s. Just upload them.
Yeah, the entirety of the 3DS had a great soundtrack.
Oh
Like
yeah.
as far as the system itself was, yeah.
Why? Why? Look. What am I trying to say? That when they release new games, they do not put those soundtracks onto Nintendo Music, which sounds stupid to me. It's like you're releasing a new
It does
game,
me
but the
too.
music ain't going onto your music app. What? Why is there no
Well,
WarioWare soundtracks on Nintendo Music? Why is there no Pikmin soundtracks outside of Pikmin 4?
can we at least have the annoying Yoshi's New Island soundtrack?
No. The only 3DS music that's allowed legally on Nintendo Music is the Street Pass. I don't know. I'm tired and I don't like Nintendo Music and I want to.
What about Yoshi's Story, like with the annoying?
Nope, not on there.
They need to do it.
I'm actually gonna open the Nintendo Music app and we can do a fun little game where you name a Nintendo game and I go, nope, it's not there. Okay, good. Name a Nintendo game.
Earthbound.
Not on here.
Okay. SimCity.
Not on here.
That F-Zero GX.
Not GX, but there is F-Zero X.
Oh, nice.
I kind of wish they had the expansion pass because I want to hear the Rainbow Road cover they did, but
Yeah, it's pretty good.
yeah, but
I don't like how they do the wrong note in one place.
oh,
But I can respect the artist's interpretation.
yeah. Anyways, another Nintendo game.
Um, Yoshi's Island.
Yoshi's Island. Yes, actually.
Nice. Yeah, that soundtrack is pretty popular. It's very memed.
Yeah. Okay, let's one more Nintendo game. Do they have it?
Animal Crossing. Just
Animal
OG Animal Crossing.
OG? No. The only two Nintendo GameCube games are Metroid Prime and The Wind Waker. The only Animal Crossing game they have is New Horizons, so
Okay, all right, fair enough. At least they have Animal Crossing. They're representing their IPs.
yeah.
Okay, Kirby.
Which one?
Any Kirby game, just type in Kirby.
Oh, there's actually three. There
Okay.
is Kirby's Dream Land, there is Star Allies, and there's Forgotten Land.
Oh, nice.
So you get a pretty good
Kirby
selection.
Screamland.
Yeah, on Game Boy, so.
No. That'd be the perfect like horror ROM hack. Kirby Screamland.
Oh. Oh, they actually have all three Donkey Kong Country soundtracks on here. Just pretty good.
Well, at least they're showing respect to David Wise.
Yeah.
Does
I
Grant
mean,
Kirkhope get any love though?
no. Hey, you want to know the worst
Oh,
part
fuck
about
them.
Nintendo music? This is the thing I hate the most. They do not credit the composers.
What? Oh,
No,
so it's the
which,
DK rap by Donkey Kong 64 all over again.
yeah. But you want to know what's worse?
What?
So in Splatoon, they have fictional bands and that do like different genres for different stages and stuff. Those bands, those are properly credited for the songs they quote unquote created. But the actual composers of the Splatoon soundtrack, not there.
What?
The fucking fictional bands get proper credit. So they can do it. They even have them sorted all into the special things. So you got the Squid Sisters, you got Off the Hook, you got all them, but you don't. I can't just sit down and listen to a Totaka. I can't listen to songs Totaka has composed unless I listen to the KK Slider soundtrack, like KK Slider playlist, because they credit all the songs from him, which is. I want to like Nintendo music, but I can't because it infuriates me. They don't credit the composers, and there's so little games. Why do I have this installed on my phone? Of course, there's the
Because you are good Nintendo customer, yes.
well, I got the free trial, so I got the free trial for um, Switch Online, so I figured, I'd try it, and it sucks. Now, here's the thing. I've heard a lot of people complain that, like, oh, why do we have to have a Nintendo Online subscription? And to that I say, if I was to make a Venn diagram, I think I've told you this joke. If I was to make a Venn diagram of people who listen to Nintendo music and people who pay for Nintendo Switch Online, it'd just be a circle. It's like,
Just be yep.
so like, and
God, I hate going on.
if it was free, they would probably have to play ads. So it's good that you have so to avoid a bunch of ads. You know what? It's worth it. It's fine. Base tier is like $20 a year. It's fine. It ends up being cheaper than something like Spotify. So now, if they had more than just like 60 games, it'd be worth it. If I could email them and just say, "Hey, can you please upload these soundtracks?" and they'd be like, "Okay, cool, we'll get them uploaded soon." That would be great. But no, gotta wait for a drip feed of soundtracks and only to get like, "Oh, hey, it's another fucking Game Boy soundtrack. I'm so thrilled."
There we go. That's how we get that ass out of there.
Okay, the Nintendo Music tangent is done.
Oh wait, does it have any Smash Brothers music?
No.
Facetiously, because it's basically asking for every other soundtrack from every other game.
Yeah. It is very, very weird they haven't at least put Melees on there. Because like Brawl Forward, that's probably going to be hard for licensing. But Melee, that's all your music. That's all Nintendo music.
Yeah, that's all Nintendo, baby. That involved, then they could probably do Smash 64 too. But then why would you want to?
Well, actually, I kind of like Smash 64 soundtrack. I think I like the instruments.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, hold
I
on.
was kind I was kind of expecting you not to.
No, I do
I kind of
like
just
it.
went into expecting you not to.
Oh,
Okay, well done. Okay, good. Didn't mean to test you like that.
you're fine.
Well, I mean,
Let's
I did, but I'm an asshole sometimes.
I need to find that one Bob and Tom song that's like I'm an asshole, yo. However that one. My dad listened to a lot of songs in the car that maybe I shouldn't have been hearing, but it's fine. That's how I learned about Here Come the Mummies. They're a great band. You should listen to them.
Oh, 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 here come the mummies.
Yes.
Comes Conquer throwing conkers at me.
Damn. But Here Come the Mummies are great. All their songs are innuendos.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, no. My favorite song is their song Pants. Where the main chorus is coming in my pants, my shirt, it's my best suit, baby. And then it
Come,
ends with I'm
I'm
so
coming in
excited.
the pants.
I hope I don't come too soon. I like them because they're jazz and they got brass instruments.
As if y'all didn't know, Alex plays the trumpet.
Played. I haven't played since I graduated.
I thought you would at least be keeping some of it up.
No. I think my mom has my trumpet actually. I think for a while when she still worked at her old place of business, I'm not doxing my family even though they don't live there anymore. She had to start playing trumpet because when they hired new people after the old people quit, they didn't have a trumpet player, so she just had to
Oh,
learn trumpet. Anyways, should probably wrap this up soon. I'm getting sleepy. So Switch 2. Is there anything you can think of that you might want to see announced?
uh, the Switch 2. The thing I want to see announced for the Switch 2 is probably an announcement for a new Smash Brothers game we gotta wait a year for.
Hmm. Well, here's the thing. Okay, here's my one criticism for a lot of Switch games. Uh, I played them. Like I say this specifically for Breath of the Wild, but this is relevant to Smash Ultimate. I played them, And then when I was done, especially Smash Ultimate, I 100%ed it. And there are people who's like, "Oh, I played through World of like 3 times, and I'm not bored of it yet." And I worry about those people. But after I played Smash Ultimate, I do not want another Smash Brothers game. Not like, "Oh, this is so good they can't top it," but more, I'm full, and if I eat any more, I am literally going to just start puking. You know, that kind of feeling?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. So it's like every time, "Oh, we need a new Smash Brothers." No. No. I don't want a new Smash Brothers. I mean, Masahiro Sakurai has
Well,
been
I mean,
working on
we
something,
have to keep
so
the tournament. We have to keep the tournament scene alive. We have to keep the tournament scene alive.
Nintendo kills the tournament scene.
I,
Kill,
I, I know they don't, but the fans do.
yeah, and they'll kill the fans if you're not careful.
Well, you
But
know what? Yeah, you're actually right. Nintendo actually is too big to fail at this point.
mm,
Let's bow down to the Switch 2
no,
for the brand new Smash Brothers game.
but I do not. I am not. If there's another Smash Brothers, I'm gonna be like, yay, I guess, but I don't. Okay. The thing with me is Smash Brothers is I like the concept and I play the games, but I don't think I like Smash Brothers. If that makes any sense.
I see. Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from.
It's like it's a
Like
fine.
it's not your kind of game.
Yeah. See, no, see, my family is the kind of my. Whenever I get together with my cousins, we'll play a bit of Smash Brothers, maybe a little bit of Mario Kart, and then I'll go, I'm kind of bored. You want to play something else? Yeah, and then we'll put on Puyo Puyo Tetris and play that for 3 hours.
Okay, so I mean, you like puzzle games, like that's
Yeah.
something I could play Tetris for hours personally.
Hmm? Have you have you played Puyo Puyo Tetris?
Yeah, I played with you once.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I was not good at Puyo.
What you mean you're not good
Even
at
though
Mean
even
Bean
though
Machine?
I wasn't, well, I mean, I was good enough to beat it a couple times as a child on easy mode.
Well, good. I still can't beat Mean Bean Machine. It, it's okay. Tangent. There are some Sonic fans that say Mean Bean Machine is better than the entirety of Puyo Puyo, and I do not know how to tell them this. Puyo Puyo 1 sucks in comparison to all the other Puyo Puyo games because Puyo Puyo Su introduced the offsetting mechanic where if you. So you know how Garbage Puyo works in Mean Bean Machine, right? You know, you make a.
Okay, yeah, the clear Puyo.
Yes. In Puyo Puyo Su, if you are about to get hit with a bunch of trash Puyo, and then you clear some Puyos, they get taken out. And if you clear enough, you actually send their attack back at them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that is the standard for every other game. So any Sonic fan who listens to this and says that Mean Bean Machine is better than the entirety of Puyo Puyo, you are wrong. Like not even like in a like oh your opinion is wrong. No, you're just wrong in general. It's just like
No, I think Mean Bean Machine is good as a novelty, like
yeah,
just alone. No,
like
definitely objectively, if you in terms of gameplay, Puyo, the entirety of Puyo has to
mm-hmm.
be better.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm hating on Mean Bean Machine because Mean Bean Machine just
Well, I
kind
mean,
of is
right.
an interesting like okay, so this game was believed to not be that marketable in America, and to be fair, they did try to do an English translation, and it never came through. So rebrand it specifically to the American Sonic cartoons, and then like do a reskin of a bunch of stuff. It is interesting to look back on. And I am happy it is still getting re-released as kind of a novelty. Just like, hey, Puyo Puyo's getting pretty popular now in the West for Puyo Puyo, anyways. So here, look at this Sonic version we did back in the '90s. Ain't that wacky? I'm happy it is.
Yeah, it's based on the cartoon. Remember the cartoon? Remember all those wacky robots from the pilot episode
Remember the
that you
cartoon
never
we
see
don't own the
again?
rights to? And like, I'm happy when it gets
Apparently, they all
referenced.
had names.
I'm happy when it gets referenced in new modern stuff. I just don't like it when Sonic fans try and say Puyo Puyo is worse than Mean Bean Machine, because, like, no.
Yeah,
Anyways, that,
definitely. That's one of
back on topic. Stay on target. Yeah, so if there was a new Smash Brothers, I don't think I'd hate it, because Smash Brothers are really well made games. But also, I don't want to have another Smash Brothers for. I don't want to say ever, but for a long while. Especially since Ultimate's on Switch 2 is on Switch, so it can be played on Switch too. They could very easily just re-release Ultimate, not like as a Switch 2 exclusive, more just like make a bundle for the Switch, like put all the content on one cart for the Switch, and just do like what Xbox does, where it's like Switch plus Switch 2. Like, this is a Switch game,
oh,
but it has
oh,
both fighter passes and all the DLC and everything. So it's that, and then it can play on the normal Switch, but it also works on Switch too.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. That's pretty cool.
yeah,
That definitely fell pretty a lot.
yeah. Honestly, I think that would be like the best, because I've heard some people say, "Oh, what if they made like." I've heard some people say, "What if some games got switched to upgrade versions?" And while that's one of those ideas that sound fine in context, until you realize that when Sony does stuff like that, they are like specifically developed versions. It's not like Sony just it's not like the PS5 can immediately make a PS4 game a PS5 version. That takes like actual development time. Like, the Spider-Man 1 upgrade, that was not a something they did over a lunch break. That took like a year to make, I think. So,
The
like,
Spider-Man 1 upgrade?
yeah,
To,
Spider-Man PS4. When you if you
oh,
got one of the versions with the PS5 upgrade, because it wasn't just any copy, it was a PS5 upgraded copy. Uh, and you put it in your PS5, you could download Spider-Man PS4 Definitive Edition. But that was its own unique version, so you'd have to do that for like Switch 2 games. And like, that could work, say, if let's just say if the Switch 2 does get shadow dropped, and like Pokemon ZA and Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life gets physical releases, and they've got Switch 2 versions, and it's like Switch 2 upgrades. Those are going to be like their own developed versions of those games. So that would just mean more development time working on two versions for two different consoles, as well as going back to like um, Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild to make enhanced versions of those games. And I don't think that's worthwhile.
no, no, I wouldn't say so. And King DDD is not kicking my ass right now.
um, Now, say if they want to do like Breath of the Wild Definitive Edition, and it's just the Switch One Breath of the Wild, like the regular Switch's Breath of the Wild, but all the DLCs on the cart, I think that'd be better. Or just say, this might just be me wanting Nintendo Selects, but say they re-release Select. Switch 1 games and go Switch 1 plus 2, like advertise it as like, oh, this works on both the original and the new Switch, and it's just reprints of Mario Odyssey, and it's sold at like half price or something. Yes, I
You
want
like
Nintendo.
you would think that
Hmm?
you would think that'd be something they would do like not at the beginning, but a little later in the Switch 2's life.
Well, I'm just
Like
saying.
not like a year.
Hmm, I think a year in that would work, but I'm just saying these because I think that would be, get games back on shelves for people who still have the Switch One, but also,
Hmm.
advertise them to people who might have somehow skipped the Switch. And collectors who like will collect every single version of a game will just grab it and go, "Hee, another one for the pile."
Nice Wario.
That wasn't Wario, but thank you. I don't know what that was. That was just kind of a voice.
That was like a better Wario impression than the new Mario guy does.
Man. I think it could that kind of Switch 1 plus 2 sales pitch would work very well with games with DLC. Because you can just make Switch 1
Yeah.
games and just put all their DLC on a slightly bigger cartridge. And just do Switch 1 plus 2. And, oh, it works on both consoles. It's the same game, but with all the DLC. That's why Smash Ultimate, Breath of the Wild, even Mario Kart 8, technically, with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, you could just throw all the DLC into one cart and just ship it out. Although that one would cannibalize Mario Kart 9, so hmm.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
So maybe not that. I don't know. I've
Dark
also heard
Souls.
I've heard some people say, "Oh, Nintendo are developing a new version of Breath of the Wild for the Switch too." I hope that's not true because that just sounds dumb.
A new version of Breath of the Wild. Why?
Like I
They already did the
imagine.
sequel.
Yeah, I imagine it. Well, well, I mean, they already have another version of Breath of the Wild. It's called Tears of the Kingdom. But up.
That that would be like if Nintendo did an extension of Ocarina of Time for the GameCube, like in like after Majora's Mask came out.
Motherfucker, Master Quest exists.
That's not what I'm that came out before
No, no, it
in
didn't.
Japan.
Master Quest came out
What?
after Majora's Mask.
Oh my God, I actually forgot about that.
Master
And
Quest came
I
out in.
basically I basically just said Master Quest exists. This is basically like saying Master Quest exists.
Okay, Breath of the Wild Master
Oh,
Quest. Got it.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Breath of the Wild Master Quest. That's what they're doing.
Okay. But no, I really. Because it's like. If they really are making a version of Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2, that just sounds dumb to me. Because, like. Why? Like. Is this going to be a full different boxed copy? In which case, why? I think that would drive more people away from the Switch 2.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine. Here's the first game we have at launch, and it's Breath of the Wild again, except this time in 1080p. Even though I'm pretty sure the Switch is already in 1080p.
What would be double that? Like 227 something p?
I don't know. Either way, I just
Resolutions are getting bigger. The screens are getting smaller enough to display them too.
yeah. Look, I don't like
It's weird.
that. It really feels like something Sony would do more like. And I know Nintendo's a different company, but I don't. Considering that they've been watching Sony fumble the PS5, I don't think they do like. I don't think they're gonna do a Last of Us Part 2 on PS4 compared to PS5. Where you can compare both of them next to each other and go, oh, hey, there is no difference. Because that's ridiculous to me. I feel like they would wait to start porting games until later on into a lifespan. Like you said, with my idea, although my idea was more just repacking older games with like all their DLC or whatever and just putting them in special new cases.
Like Glover on Switch.
No, okay, I'm gonna go on a side tangent. I've heard a lot of people ask for Glover, and by a lot of people I mean like the 3 fans of Glover that exists. Uh, but it's so infuriating
Flippo's one
watching.
of them.
Hmm,
Flippo's one of them.
that's true, yeah. But it's so infuriating watching people review it going, man, they put all these new lighting engines and this and that, and man, it just looks awful.
No,
You can see the lighting engine kind of clip on to different polygons, and I'm sitting here, I'm listening to them, and it's like that one SpongeBob gif, you know, the one. It's like, but I wanted pistachio, but I don't like pistachios. Then why did you ask? Because I hear so many people. It's like, well, if
where
they're
did
gonna do
you
old game,
ask? Yeah, oh yeah, I was basically just doing the same thing you were.
oh, but if you're going to do like old, I've heard so many people go, if you're gonna do old games, you should try and make them look better. And like, and
What?
then they do that to try and justify the $30 price tag, which I will admit the $30 price tag is kind of dumb, but they do it to justify the price tag, and then you complain it looks bad. Then motherfucker, why'd you ask for it? Decide. And it's never because in my mind, if they were just saying, man, this really isn't worth the $30 to $40 they're charging for it. I totally understand that, and they never say that. It's always, man, this doesn't look good. Like, you can't just admit that you paid a price you weren't happy with.
Yeah. But you know what? Some games could offer, if in terms of like older remake games, you know what they could offer, that wouldn't require a $30 price tag.
Oh yeah,
It could
no,
make the game cheaper and more accessible for people.
yeah,
And that would be putting a more realistic CRT filter over the graphics to
more.
make it actually to make them actually look good.
Oh yeah,
Like a pixelated, a really good pixelated one.
yeah. I was gonna try and counter argue you with the whole CRT filter, but then I thought I went nah. If it looked better, then yeah. But here's the thing. That's
No,
kind of
no, I mean like an actual good pixelated, like actually realistic, not like lines going up and down the screen like you would normally see, like with
yeah,
the creepy VHS CRT filtered analog horror bullshit you see nowadays. No,
yeah.
I'm talking like a good kind of rounded. You see the pixels, but I mean the pixels of the TV kind of like the lines, the
Yeah.
lines, not the pixels, the lines.
I mean, technically, a CRT is technically all lining up with the pixels. So, but anyways, yeah. I can't wait for our
Well,
analog
yeah,
horror episode.
that's what makes it look good. Oh crap, we're gonna have to get into more of that, huh?
Not unless you don't want to. There is no podcast. Basically, has no theme. It's just whatever we feel like that week, that month. I'm not gonna
No,
do this weekly. You
there
can't.
is no analog horror.
There is no analog horror. Uh, you look. I accidentally said week. I didn't mean that. I don't want to do this weekly, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to do this weekly.
No, too much pressure.
Monthly? Now that's easy. We can just get together one month and I can squirt this out in a day.
Oh yeah, get it out in a flash.
Yeah, I could. Good chance. Probably tomorrow. I'm gonna after I go work out. I'm probably gonna come back home, put this together while I play. I, th- to go back to the project that we lost. While I was editing that, I was straight up just playing games on my 3DS.
Oh dang, to be playing. Oh, to be playing games of your amusement, then accidentally
Deleting all the
delete
files.
something so
Damn it.
important.
Anyways.
You deleted the files of Toy Story 2. It was
On.
you, Alex.
Oh no. What have I done? Anyways. So, is there. I'm trying to think if there's anything left. Well, there is one thing. Do we want to. We're not gonna go too in depth because I will just end it all if we go in depth. That was dark. I apologize. But um, I don't want to go too in depth on it. But do we want to talk about our ideas for that Mario Kart thing real fast?
Yeah. So essentially, it was kind of okay for people who have played Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, people like myself, um, who basically lived for those Nitro tours that they were doing. We wanted to do something like that for Mario Kart. We wanted to predict something like that, something that had like uh, seasonal additions like DLC, like that would automatically downloaded in updates. And we had like whole themes, like for Donkey Kong month, there would be like holiday themed months, there'd be like history of Nintendo type themed months.
We had a
Like,
Zelda and
it was
Animal
like a very,
Crossing, and
yeah, it was very flavor of the month oriented, like that.
mhm. And the main goal, at least as I was trying to get it, was by the end have literally everything in it.
Yeah, Mario Kart, the ultimate
Yeah, Mario Kart Ultimate.
until next one. Yay.
And then
Mario Kart Ultimate the Fighters.
And the reason why we never did that video in full is because um, I thought about it. We went through all that effort. I started trying to script it out. And then I realized this project will be the death of me.
Yeah, he'd probably still be working on it to this day
Yeah.
if he kept to it.
Yeah. Look, I couldn't even do a second watch party. I would never be able to finish this.
Yeah, I think Watch Party was good enough to do just once. I think that theater is slowly decaying.
uh Don't worry, don't worry. Well, I'll find an excuse to reuse it in Power Up Heroes.
No, I have it someplace. I just
I I,
gotta do something to it.
I think I do too. Eh. So yeah, I guess you can count that as our predictions for Mario Kart 9. It's gonna be just be Crash Team Racing, but Mario Kart.
Yay.
Although I will say, if it is a launch title and they were able to do like, not maybe 8 tracks a month is too much, but like 4 tracks a month, like an entire cup a month, and just keep
Okay.
rolling that out, you could literally have like one game be the anchor for the entire console, and I think that'd be pretty neat. It's like,
I think so too.
ooh, what's coming next month? And like, you wouldn't even need like a Smash Brothers then, because they'd probably still get a Smash Brothers, but it'd be like, oh, we don't need to update it all because that's what Mario Kart's doing. And after, hmm?
Yeah, go ahead.
and
I'm just uh,
ex-
uh,
and considering that so many people really got into the Booster Course Pass, including me, um, I would not be surprised if Nintendo did kind of do something like that. Say that Mario Kart 9 does have like DLC come out and it's over the next 2 or 3 years. Keeping it going until we get something else to carry that torch for a while.
I doubt Nintendo would do a business model like that, but
Yeah,
it would, no, 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 it would keep it streamlined.
yeah, yeah. Actually, being honest, thinking about it, I do like the idea of Smash Brothers and Mario Kart switching off the like switching uh passing the torch back and forth to the we are the thing that keeps people coming to the Nintendo Directs. We are big multiplayer games, and we get new DLC every couple months. Keep people
And
interested.
also,
Hmm?
oh yeah, keeping people interested, and also, you know what I also think, as new Mario Karts come along, since Mario Kart 8 included, the Splatoon characters, Animal Crossing, and even Link from Zelda. And didn't they include Sheik too? I can't remember.
They didn't.
Okay, well, Link was there though. But
Yes.
since they're crossing over characters, I think they ought to do more of that
Yes.
and do more Smash Bros. Type thing.
Nah. In my mind, if you want to do like a Smash Brothers karting game, don't just take Mario Kart. You got to do something different. Because Mario Kart like just sells on its existence alone. So making Smash Brothers Kart, that just kind of sounds way too silly to most people, I would feel.
But yeah, I wasn't really suggesting Smash Brothers Kart.
Okay.
I was really just more, just more crossover characters, but have it
Yeah.
still be called Mario Kart.
Oh yeah. Just like a just like a little corner of the cast. It's like here's the cameo characters. That being said,
Yeah,
uh
like each of them gets their own course and I don't know, maybe a special item. I don't know.
that being said, I do have a pitch idea for a Super Smash Brothers card, and I think I've told you this before. It's it's Twisted Metal, but all the Nintendo characters. Everyone gets a car, and it's Destruction Derby.
Oh, dude, that kicks ass.
I just had a wonderful thought because I hadn't really thought
Well,
about but it's got the same art style as like Mario Strikers, so everyone looks like that. Imagine like Ganondorf
oh,
in like a giant stump looking pig car, but it's in the art style of Mario Strikers.
dude, yes. I want more of this.
Oh my god. This was just a dumb thing I was doing as just a hey, this is kind of my idea. Now that's like, man, I'm sad this is never gonna happen. Because this sounds cool.
Nope.
I wish I
But
was.
thank God the fans are here, though.
Yeah. Maybe I can find
That's how
somebody.
you get cool stuff.
Maybe I can find somebody who can do commission, who does commissions that can replicate the Mario striker style pretty well, and ask them to draw Ganondorf sitting in a dumb car in that style.
Yeah, you could probably just find that online somewhere anyway.
Kind of hard.
You're a Tumblr. Oh well, I mean, you were on Tumblr, or are you on Tumblr still?
I think I am. I just haven't touched it in like 7 years.
Well, you would think there'd be some art like that on there, but
Hmm, you never know.
maybe not.
Okay,
But yeah,
well,
it'd be cool to find.
it would be cool to find.
Anything would be cool to find.
Hmm. All right, so I believe we're at the end of our ropes here. I don't think we have anything else to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm not
Same
even,
here.
not even playing.
All right, so if you've stuck around this long, thank you. This is an interesting hour and a half.
Yeah,
It's just us rambling about
yeah, it's
nothing.
pretty fun.
Thank you. Well, good news is we're
Well,
probably
there
gonna.
there was no point.
There is no, there is no point. There is no podcast. Man, what are we doing? Uh, but anyways, we'll probably come back in like 2 days. Not 2 days. How many days away is the Switch release? Let me check that Nintendo Today app.
72 hours.
Yes, I also did get the Nintendo Today app because it seems pretty neat. 3 days to go. Dawn of the third day, 72 hours remaining. Oh no, for us
I
because it's
still
nearly
can't.
midnight. It'd be dawn of the second day, 48
Yeah,
hours
but
remaining.
oh no, oh no.
So we'll get together in like 3 days or maybe the night of and just the night after it happens and just talk about it.
Okay.
So I look, I know it looks like we'll do this weekly, but this isn't a weekly thing. I swear, we couldn't
No.
keep up with that. Even when I did manage to do like even when I managed to do like 2 uploads a week on Hyperfixed, that's just because we recorded and I edited it all in like one session, so it was done. And that's still the plan we do.
I would drink 10 chew jellies before that happened.
Eh. Anyways, all right. So I believe we are done. Is this the end? We have our intro music, but what's the outro
This
music gonna
is
be?
the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. Feel the earth move, and then
Call, 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 come
uh,
from the public. Call, 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 call. We know what we're gonna have the intro music that all podcasts have for some reason is gonna be. What should the credit song be? What should the closing song be?
uh, something from the Stuart Copeland Library. I don't know.
Okay. Uh, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. All right. So this is the end. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.